You know how you hear stories that sound, for lack of a better word, made up? Yeah, this is probably going to sound like one of those. Enjoy. This episode is a TTP Story special. Headphones recommended. Listener discretion is advised.
Settle down. Deji, you are talking and I'm standing right in front of you. I'm still talking. Will you keep quiet? Please, settle down. Mr. Medupi, please, can you tell all those latecomers to please run in? Yes, they should run. Yeah. Bring them in. All those ones that are kneeling down also, yes, bring them in. And everybody that is outside, let them join the line so that they can hear the announcement. Please, good. Now stop being rowdy. Good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, students. Welcome to another new week of the month. Yes, it's a new week of the month. I hope you all had a very good weekend. And I hope you all did your assignment also, because I know they gave you assignments. It is part of the rule of the school that teachers must give you assignment for the weekend. As you were told last week, your continuous assessments will begin today, from today till Friday. So I hope you're all ready. I hope you've read, because your continuous assessment test will also affect your final score. So make sure you put in a lot of effort so that you have a very good score by the time you put in a lot of effort for your exams also. And speaking of exams, the exams will be starting by the end of the month. Yes. Good.
So while Mr. Demola was going all out on the students, I just stood there on the assembly line thinking of how my life had gotten to this point. I mean, judging by how the projection of my life was supposed to be, I'm 25. Now I should have a house of my own, a car of my own, serious relationship, or I should even be married with a kid. The life now you meet. Instead, I'm here teaching business studies to GSS2 students. I mean, you'd have to love kids or love teaching so much that you don't care about who you're teaching to teach kids in this day and age, because those people will test your patience. God.
So those of you that have not paid your school fees, you should go home and tell your parents that your principal said that he won't be allowing you into the school from the 20th. That means you have grace to come to school from now till 20th. Once it is 20th, I will come into your class and send you out one by one. You understand? Defaulters will be sent out of the school. The defaulters won't be allowed to write exams. Do you understand? Good. So you guys can go to your class right now and prepare. For those of you that have not read, quickly go out and read, because your test starts from today. Don't forget, test starts from today. Good day, everybody. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Demola wraps up his speech and the assembly comes to an end. And this is like the favorite part I look forward to every day. 30 minutes before first period. First period starts by 9. Assembly ends by 8:30. This time, I get to relax, sit down, and eat good food from ERC.
ERC? Well, look like I'll need extra one. Please, add extra rice and beans. Put plantain and mama. This thing is sweet. I beg, my first period goes to start. Please, extra. Put that plantain.
Okay, so ERC cat is this lady that sells food in the school. Truth be told, ERC is a national treasure. I mean, first of all, when the federal government posted me to Kaduna State to go for my NYSC, National Youth Service Corps, it's this thing where you have to serve your country for a year. I thought to myself, Kaduna State. I mean, that's the north. What am I going to eat? They don't have any of the food I'm used to. Only for me to get down to Birnin Gwari and meet ERC, my Lord and Savior. Oh, she makes the best rice and beans. And I love beans, by the way. She makes kunu, zobo, wara, and my favorite, masa. Every day, 200 naira masa in the morning, 200 naira masa afternoon, and 200 naira masa takeaway after school. Life is good. Yarisi doesn't talk too much. She just smiles all the time and talks only when she has to. She barely makes out like 3 words, probably to collect change or request for something. You barely hear her speak. She's always the first person into school and the last. I mean, I could come into school by 5 a.m. and Yarisi would be there already, fanning her flames and just preparing her food or something. She's just amazing, reliable. She's even more reliable than the government, just saying. I mean, her food was so good, she was pulling in customers from the neighboring school. I mean, the next school close to us, their teachers and their students, their staff would come buy food from our school, from EREC. I just feel bad for the people selling stuff in their school. I mean, they'd walk past them and come all the way. Like, that's how good her food was, man. And I never complained.
I see. Thank you. Please, give me master 200 naira. Take away to class, to keep myself busy. Now they go. Thank you very much. And please don't forget, package 200 naira master for me. After school, I'll take it. Please, so the master will not finish. Just keep my own nylon. Yeah, I see. Thank you very much. All right now.
So my 30 minutes were up. I made it back to class for first period, and my life as a teacher continued. Just some minutes into third period, a student walks into my class, JSS 2B, to pass a message to me.
Good afternoon, Corper Simon. The principal said I should tell you that you should come to his office during break.
I've been called to the principal's office. Gives me memories of back then when I was in school. If you had to make a trip to the principal's office, you know that you have messed up. I mean, what could I have possibly done this time? Why does Mr. Ademola want to see me? Well, I guess we'll find out during break period. It's break period. I head to Mr. Ademola's office, principal. Mr. Ademola, as I step into the office, I see his shoes. His snake skin shoes. I don't know why somebody would wear green shoes, but okay. Mr. Ademola sat down comfortably, just writing away on this piece of paper like a bank executive or something. His table was very well arranged. He had this office set up like he was working in one of these Fortune 500 companies or something. From the way he did his things, you'd tell that Mr. Ademola was dressing for the job he wanted, not for the job he had. He was this very disciplined person. I think he would have done pretty well in the military. So I came in, and he offered me a seat. I sat down.
Oh, Simon, please come in. Have your seat. I called for you. Have your seat.
And he just kept writing away on this piece of paper. That was when I began to observe him. Mr. Ademola looked bigger. I think he had gained weight or something. Well, obviously, he just married his second wife, so... he's probably enjoying the new wife treatment. How do people manage 2 wives when we can't even manage a relationship? Okay. Mr. Ademola stops writing and looks up to me and says,
I just wanted to have a little talk with you. It's nothing very serious. Well, your set of core members will soon be passing out, right? Good. So the thing is, we are recently taking up some of the new batch A. I don't know if it's batch A or batch B or batch C. Those new ones. One has actually been attached to you. That's the thing. And you are to teach her the way the system works over here. You know how things are done. You can put her through the workings. Yes. She will shadow you until you're ready to leave. Then she will now take over.
Instantly, I began to feel like, wait, what? How am I supposed to teach somebody? Like, first of all, I'm not being paid for this thing. Like, the school does not pay. This is a private school in Kaduna. They do not pay corpers. I rely solely on federal government allowance, which is not enough to take care of me. Now you're giving me the extra work of teaching somebody. No, I'm not going to have this. While I thought of all of this that I was never going to say out in my head, Mr. Ademola introduces her.
Yes. In fact, look at her. There she is coming. Simon, I want you to meet your fellow class teacher, Lola. you will be working with her from now on.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Did you say a her? Okay. Oh my God. What's happening right now? Immediately, this amazing creature begins to walk into Mr. Ademola's office. This has to be like the best day of my life because never have I seen such beauty. God. Her footsteps were majestic. Oh my God, she walked like she owned the whole of the school. Hell, like she owned the whole of, like she owned Nigeria. She had this shape of a goddess. Oh. The way she walked, it was exuding confidence and graciousness, and the way she sat down so majestically. I was lost. She wore these amazing Nike Air Force Ones. Oh, dress sense. Thank you, Lord. Oh my God, I was staring. I knew I was staring, but I could not just stop myself. Her neck was long and slender, but still very elegant. She had this little scar on the side. I got so angry. I wanted to fight for her, make sure she deserved to be flawless, but it was still beautiful, you know? Her face was like a galaxy of shining stars. Oh my God, what a sight to behold. And then her big, beautiful brown eyes just looked right at mine. I swear it was almost like she was saying something, but I was lost.
Can you hear me?
And then her lips, oh God, small, pink lips. It was everything. She had this amazing dimples by the side. She just looked so innocent and so... I was already planning our wedding, how many kids would have, trips to the park, when the kids, an amazing time together, when Mr. Ademola...
Simon! Corper Simon! Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, okay. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. I hear I'll be shadowing you for some time. My name is Lola De Adedigba, but you can just call me Lola.
Oh my God, did you hear that name? Lola De Adedigba. Oh, Lola De Adedigba. As if her appearance wasn't enough to get me her name. Don't worry, baby, it's settled. I will take your last name, Simon Adedigba. You don't... Me? What is the... Alright, I need to snap out of it.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, alright. Hey.
Alright then. Look forward to working with you.
We exchanged greetings, and all the while I was hearing her voice, I just played it cool and tried to retain composure. You know, I cannot be folding my hand in front of my future bride. Mr. Ademola gives us the final brief on how the relationship is supposed to work, and we make it back to class.
Well, anyway, that's all. We both can, leave now. I actually have a lot of work to do.
All the while, I kept it cool. I needed to not fumble this. I'd had my fair share of disappointments when it came to relationships, right? And now, I was about to be with a goddess. I mean, our marriage is going to be spectacular. We're going to have, like, the best of... All right. I'm just saying. So I kept it cool. We got back to class. I showed her the ropes, showed her how to prepare the lesson notes, gave her the timetable, all the periods. We had divided the subjects amongst ourselves. She handled some and I handled some. It was going to be a good synergy, right? It was all good and fine. After school was over, we sat down in class and talked for a while. Lola was an amazing person. We spent like 30 to 40 minutes back in class talking, just getting to know each other better. And I was so sure this was who I was going to marry. She had this amazing smile, an amazing personality and view of life. She was also not so happy when she got posted all the way to the north, because Normally, she was based in Lagos. Imagine coming from Lagos to Kaduna. It's an entire culture shock. So I started to ask her the things she liked about the place. And funnily, she said she loved some of their food. And she loved masa.
Oh, I love masa.
Obviously, I had to introduce her to EREC. I got to find out she was single. I got to find out her family had this generational wealth.
So my granddad's dad had this oil bunker, passed on to my granddad and then to my father.
So she's kind of like from a rich home, which is good. I mean, she's obviously going to be paying my groom price and all, but that's a story for another day. Lola was an amazing person all around. I asked her where she stayed. She stayed like in a settlement not too far from mine. And I was like, oh, okay, I could walk her to the junction so she'd take a bike. And she was like,
no, I actually drove. It's fine.
oh my God. She's not only beautiful, she has body. Oh, marry me already, Lola. Oh. Oh, wow, that's cool. So we exchanged contacts and I offered to walk her out to the gate. On our way out, I began to give her a tour of the school, showed her all the areas that she would need, the staff room, the restroom, and we stopped at EREC's place. Obviously, I had to introduce the best girl in the world to the best cook in the world, right? Hey, EREC, good afternoon. Meet my new friend, Lola. This is EREC, Lola. EREC is the best cook in the whole of this place. You understand? There's no way you come to this school and you don't know EREC. That's why I'm bringing you to this point now. So, EREC, Lola, EREC.
Good afternoon, ma.
I mean, Lola was the best. She was friendly, down to earth. She smiled and talked a lot. She seemed like she was into me, you know. But immediately she saw EREC, she just got cold. She was awfully quiet. And she stared a lot at EREC. I personally felt that was rude. I mean, that would make her feel uncomfortable, don't you think? But EREC didn't care. She just kept smiling and doing her things. After this small talk from my end, EREC just smiled and laughed all the time. I got my masa takeaway. Hey, EREC, please, the masa 200. Is the masa still remaining? Thank you very much. Please give me another 200 naira on now. Let me buy for Lola. Thank you very much, man. All right. Till Monday, man. But funnily, Lola refused to eat any of the masa, even though she originally said she loved masa. When I asked why, she just said,
nah, thanks. I don't feel like it.
The walk back to the school gate was awkward and silent. Well, not until I walked her to her car. She had this 2015 Honda Civic. It was just perfect. All of a sudden, Lola started to ask a lot of questions about EREC.
Hey, Simon. So this EREC, how long have you known her for? Where does she live? Does she have a family here? Why didn't she speak much when you spoke?
All the while, I was here thinking, that's weird. Why is EREC getting all the attention and I am not? I mean, I'm the groom. I'm supposed to be the groom. What's all this infatuation with EREC? What's all this interest in EREC all of a sudden?
Why wasn't she looking up at us too? Don't you think that's weird? Do you know where she lives? Please.
Well, I tried to answer as much as I could, and it was not until she asked those questions I realized I actually didn't know much about EREC. I just knew she was always there when I was coming to school and always there when I was leaving school. And she made the best food. Apart from that, I never really knew anything about EREC. Oh well, I had my masa, 2 portions. Life was good. It was a Friday. We said our goodbyes.
Alright, Simon, I'll see you on Monday. Take care.
And Lola left. I stood there and watched that black Honda Civic just drive away into the sunset. With this big smile on my face, knowing that I had found the one. Hey guys, Austin Okeke here, creator, director, and producer of the Talking Phoenix podcast. If you're enjoying what you're listening to right now, then help us get the word out. Share the show to a friend today, and don't forget to drop a rating and a review. Reach out to us on social media at D Talking Phoenix. That's at the letter D Talking Phoenix on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can also join the ever-growing TTP community on the Podroom app today. There, you can interact with other listeners and me, the show host, on any of your favorite episodes at any time. Also, you have the option to donate to the show to help us grow. Don't be a stranger. Reach out today. Tuesday morning, I'm sitting at Yarisi's place, eating breakfast, and I was worried. Lola had not come to school on Monday, like we agreed. I tried her number and I could not reach her. Did something happen? I was scared. Normally I'd eat 2 plates of rice and beans. But today, I could barely even finish my 1 plate. My heart was broken. What could have happened to my princess? And then I thought I'd ask Yarisi some questions, just to get to know her better. And then I asked, Yarisi, how market now? You come early today. Which time you dey even? Where you dey stay where you dey come so early like this? This your food sweet today. Hey, it's just say you know go teach me how to. That's why they cook am from where you from. Which place you come from, ma? Yarisi. Say you get daughter wey dey cook like this, abi? So I go like marry am so that I go dey chop better food like this. You get any daughter? I noticed she was just smiling and avoiding the questions. I didn't really care. The food was still good, so I just kept eating. I was still able to finish my plate of rice and beans. Even the heartbroken people have to eat, right? So I bought 200 masa to take to the class, and I left. The day was almost gone. It was break time. I had sent one of the students to go get my afternoon dose of masa, and I just sat on my table, eating masa and thinking of Lola. Did I do too much? Was she okay? I had called like 50 times and no answer. Is this how our love is going to die? This cannot be how our story ends. I was eating my masa and wandering away into sadness when I felt my phone ring. It was Lola. Oh my God. Hello? Lola, good afternoon. What's up? How are you? What's wrong? Are you okay? Are you fine? I've been calling your number. You've not been taking my calls. You were not in school on Monday. Where are you? Where are you? Are you okay?
Yes, Simon, I'm fine. I'm in school right now. Please come out now. Come to Yarisi's stand.
In school? Alright, I'm coming. I'm coming. I grabbed my masa and the nylon. I still had like 5 pieces left. I started to make my way to Yarisi's stand. Walking there and chewing my masa, there was a lot of commotion. I could hear voices and people gathered around Yarisi's store. What could possibly be going on? I was just too excited I was going to see Lola. I was walking past the guest room and I saw Yarisi come out of the guest room. I think she had gone to ease herself or something. I greeted her. Yarisi, how far now? This one where people fool your place like this. Hope all is well. She just smiled and we continued walking side by side, walking to the store. On getting to the store, I see Lola. She's standing with another girl.
Where is she? I want to see her. Where is that woman?
The other girl just kept shouting.
Are you people saying this woman is here? She has been here all this while.
Yarisi and I get closer to the crowd, and now we could hear them clearly. And quite frankly, it was confusing what I heard.
My mother, oh my God, that's my mother. She has
What?
been dead since
What is she saying? Lola spots me and comes down to me. Lola comes to me and holds my arm and starts to talk.
Hey, Simon. Remember I was asking
At
you
first,
about
I lost it.
Yarisi
I was
last week?
in the clouds. Oh my God, she's holding me. Oh my God, our babies are going to be so good. And then she shakes me to snap me out of it and says,
Hey, Simon! Remember I was asking you a lot of questions about Yarisi last week? Well, turns out my suspicions were right. I never forget a face. You see my friend over there, Kemi? That's Yarisi's daughter. Yarisi used to cook at our secondary school back then in Ogun State. And she was the best too. Simon, Yarisi is supposed to be dead. She actually died 4 years ago. We did her burial and everything. Simon, I'm serious. What are you eating?
All the while, I was still chewing on my masa. I mean, it was still so good. What do you mean Yarisi is dead or had died before? That cannot be possible. Yarisi is just here beside me. Immediately I said Yarisi was just here. Everybody turned to look beside me where she was standing. Immediately they saw her, and Yarisi locked eyes with that lady, Lola's friend.
Ah, Mama.
Yarisi disappeared. Yarisi just vanished beside me. At this point, the crowd lost it. Everybody started to scream. People were running away. It was scary. That Lola's friend just sat down on the floor and started to cry. Lola ran to hold her.
Kemi!
Everybody was running out through the gate. Yarisi disappeared. Vanished. Like poof. And I was there with a big chunk of masa in my mouth that was made by Yarisi, who was supposedly dead 4 years ago. I had been eating food prepared by a ghost. Every day for almost a year. Hell, the whole school had been eating this food. I instantly began to shake. I spat the masa I had out in my mouth. My heart started to beat so fast. I looked around and it was pandemonium. Everybody was running away. Everybody was scared. Everybody was screaming. I could hear Mr. Ademola in the background,
Settle down.
who had
Settle
just
down.
come trying to control
All
the
of you.
crowd. He had no idea what had happened.
Settle down. Settle down. Please, shut. I'm even begging you guys. Will you keep quiet?
I mean,
there?
I had
Then
just eaten this masa. Was I eating ghost food? At that point, I started feeling lightheaded. Next thing I know,
Oh my God! Simon! Simon! Somebody help! Simon!
I wake up on a hospital bed with needle in my veins. I began to look around as I gained consciousness and try to decipher where I was. I looked to the left side of me, and there she was, beautiful Lola, just sitting down and on her phone. I tried to turn to face her. As soon as she heard me make that noise, she dropped her phone and looked at me and she was like,
Hey, Simon, you are awake.
I asked her where I was and how I got here, and she begins to tell me about what happened after I passed out in school.
After you fainted, Mr. Ademola helped carry you and we brought you down to the hospital. You've been out for a day. The doctors say it's the shock of the news of ERC. I'm sorry, Simon. I've actually heard stories like this before. I never really thought I'd live it myself. They say sometimes people die without fulfilling their purpose in life, and so their spirits move to a new location and start life again in hope to fulfill that purpose. I guess that's what ERC did. But she's gone now, hopefully for good.
I honestly didn't know what to make of all of this, Lola had said. People die and appear in another place and begin to live new lives. How does that even make sense? I mean, I get the stories of ghosts I've seen, like movies and stuff, but then this, I lived this, like I ate her food. And then I began to think, I don't think at any point I ever touched Yarisi. We exchanged, I got money from her, but I don't think I ever touched her. So I didn't know if she was real. I was losing my mind. And then this whole story of people dying and coming back out. That's crazy.
Look, Simon, I came to say I'm leaving Kaduna. I've redeployed to Lagos. It's better for me. Also, I can be closer to Kemi and her family, especially at this time.
I mean, who does that? Why would you break up with me after I just found out I've been eating ghost food for a year? That's not fair.
I have to go now. My flight time is approaching. I guess we'll talk on phone. Goodbye, Simon. Take care.
And so that's how my love story ended with Lola. She said her goodbyes. I walked away from the hospital ward. And just then, Mr. Ademola, the principal, walks in to check on me.
Simon, how are you doing? Are you feeling any better now? I know how traumatic this can be, seeing as you're Yarisi's favorite customer. See, don't worry, you can take the week off, cool your head. I'll see you back in school next week, okay? Don't stress yourself, you understand? Everything will be taken care of. Just get yourself together, yeah? Sorry, eh?
And then he left. All the while I laid on that bed, looking at the ceiling, I began to think of all of the things Lola said. Is it possible that people die and live an entirely different life in some other place? Am I dead somewhere and I'm just living another life here until I'm discovered? A life in limbo. Remember how I told you this episode was going to sound made up? Well, turns out there are actually stories out there like this of people who say they've had loved ones that died, but then found out they were living in some other places, and then similar thing happened. When it was discovered, they were nowhere to be found or they disappeared. Isn't that crazy? Just think about it. Imagine how many people are living in limbo. I call it limbo, for lack of a better word. Imagine how many people are living in the States. Probably your neighbor, your friend in school, your teacher. Do you get? It's crazy. Just try to think of anybody who has such traits as Yarisi, doesn't speak much, or they're just keeping to themselves and you don't know much of their history and things like that. Imagine if this happened to you. All of a sudden, the person you're always buying bread from in your area just vanishes, or the restaurant you're always going to eat at closest to you, or the like in Lagos, you have these people who move around to sell going and bread. Imagine if that person, say you patronize this person every day, and you find out this person is a limbo agent. What will you do? Yo, it's crazy. Growing up, we saw a lot of Nollywood movies where things like this were acted, and it felt like just a movie. But there are people who can swear that they have lived this life. I don't know if any of you have had this experience. Please reach out to me. I would like to have like a one-on-one encounter with somebody who has actually seen their loved ones or relative that passed away. I mean, it's intriguing. Yo, shout out to all the new actors we had. I had the privilege of working with two amazing people for this episode. Zacchaeus Abiodun, he played the role of the Principal Ademola. He was just amazing. Please show some love, reach out to him. You can reach out to him on Twitter at Zacchaeus A. That's at ZACCHEUSA on Twitter. Also, for the role of Lolade Adedigba, we have Fatima Ilya. Fatima Ilya is another amazing personality, voiceover artist as well. You can reach out to Fatima at FBI_Vibe Factory. That's at FBI_VIBEFACTORY. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Two amazing people. Reach out to them. TTP fam. That's what's up. Also, a very big shout out to Princess Ode. She was like the inspiration behind the story. We had a conversation one time where we talked about this Limbo thing, and I was like, you know what? A story could come out of this. And here we are. Shout out to Princess. So what did you think about the episode? I would love your reviews. Hey, reviews only make the stories get better, right? So share your thoughts. What did you think of the episode? Did you like it? Who was your favorite character? And you know, this Simon guy is he's just a goat. I mean, first of all, shout out to Simon. Simon is just like they fall in love. Like eating ghost food. Oh my god. Who was your favorite character? What was your favorite part of the story? I would love to hear those details. Please reach out to me at The Talking Phoenix on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's at the letter D TALKINGPHOENIX on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Or you can reach out to me on my personal socials. On Twitter, it's 00Phoenix. That's at 00PHOENIX. But on Instagram, it's 00_Phoenix. Reach out to me. Let's hear your thoughts on the episode. And please don't forget to share the episode. If you did enjoy it, bless somebody else, right? Let's try to grow this community. That's what's up. TTP fam, thank you very much, everybody who listened up to this point. I really appreciate you. I look forward to hearing from you. And that's been it. Thank you for sticking around. Catch you guys in the next episode. Adios.
Where does she live? Does she have a family here? Why didn't she speak much when you spoke to her? Why wasn't she? English. Why wasn't she looking up? Okay, now. Why wasn't she looking up? What sentence?